J. Paul Getty was an American businessman, and by the end of his life, he was the wealthiest person on Earth. After the Second World War, Getty invited guests to the Caprice restaurant in London, but when they arrived, he insisted they wait outside. He refused to enter before 10 o'clock because the restaurant charged a 10-shilling cover per person before the hour. He saw no utility in paying the surcharge for a mere 15-minute difference. A heavy flow of water pouring into a bucket riddled with holes will never fill, regardless of the pressure. The input is irrelevant if unsealed. This is the trap for the modern earner. We spend years optimizing our earning capacity, getting the degree, landing the promotion, grinding out extra hours, while allowing lifestyle inflation to poke holes in our bucket. Map spending discipline against earning capacity. This red dot in the bottom right is the high cash flow, zero net worth earner. You earn well, but lack discipline. To move into the green wealth building zone, enforce strict mathematical constraints to permanently plug your financial leaks. To filter out emotional impulse buying from your daily life, you need a constraint. We'll start with the labor conversion rule. This decision tree, the friction funnel, breaks down the math. Let's say you want to buy an item with a 5,000 rupee price tag. First, divide that price by your exact hourly wage. If you earn 50,000 rupees a month working 200 hours, you make 250 rupees an hour. That 5,000 rupee item costs you 20 hours of labor. This calculation creates immediate logical friction right before the point of sale. It strips away the allure of the item and forces you to ask if it's worth 2.5 days of your life. For daily necessities, apply the grocery constraint. This demands strict inputs. You shop entirely alone to avoid family impulse requests. You never walk into a store on an empty stomach, and you only buy from a predefined physical list. You also need a timing constraint. Delay all non-essential retail trips away from payday, pushing them to the 25th of the month when your shrinking cash balance naturally enforces discipline. The trade-off here is real. You are sacrificing the quick dopamine hit of spontaneous retail therapy, and you have to commit to much higher executive logistical planning. But inserting systemic logistical friction into your daily habits is the only way to mathematically justify or reject a lifestyle purchase. Those micro-habits carry a cost far heavier than their daily price tag. Let's look at a recurring, depreciating habit. Take a daily cigarette habit costing 100 rupees a day. As we can see on this line graph, spending 100 rupees a day establishes a flat baseline cost of roughly 40,000 rupees every single year. Now, let's trace the 40-year trajectory of redirecting that exact 40,000 rupees annually into an investment yielding a 10% compound annual growth rate. The line curves upward exponentially, hitting a peak marker of over 2 crore rupees at year 40. This requires a dual trade-off: extreme behavioral modification right now in exchange for a multi-million payout decades down the road. Small, unregulated daily leaks permanently eliminate your future compounded potential. When we shift our focus to macro spending threats, vehicle financing stands out as the primary trap for negative equity. To prevent this, use the 20-4-4-10 rule. We can see the parameters clearly in this comparison table. Column A shows a standard 7-year dealer loan, and column B outlines the strict 20-4-4 constraint. The rule demands a minimum 20% down payment, a maximum 4-year loan term, and EMIs capped strictly under 10% of your monthly income. Following this rule means you will likely drive a smaller or older car than your peers. You are explicitly sacrificing perceived social status to protect your cash flow. This brings us to the debt utility test, which separates leveraging capital from borrowing for pure consumption. Good debt is strictly defined as borrowing to build appreciating assets. For example, taking a loan to construct a property, where the immediate rental income exceeds the interest rate you are paying. Bad debt is utilizing loans or credit cards for depreciating liabilities, like financing a vacation or taking out a massive loan for a luxury wedding. Violating these macro spending rules guarantees that your future income is effectively mortgaged to pay for your past consumption. That same requirement for mathematical discipline applies to how you protect your money. specifically the conflict between acquiring actual coverage and falling for the illusion of returns. This split bar chart contrasts the leverage of pure term insurance against standard money-back policies. The difference is stark. A term policy offers massive coverage for a tiny premium, while a money-back policy charges 10 to 20 times more by mixing insurance with a very poor investment return. The mandatory trade-off here is clear. You must forfeit the psychological comfort of getting a survival payout at the end in order to decouple your insurance from your investments completely. Another major threat to capital retention is the psychological danger of sudden windfalls, a large bonus, an asset sale, or an inheritance. When a sudden inflow hits, mandate a 3 to 4 month cooling-off period. Place that wealth directly into a locked fixed deposit before any lifestyle upgrades are permitted. True wealth retention requires disabling the human instinct to immediately signal new financial success to the people around you. High earning capacity provides comfort, but systemizing your spending is what actually builds autonomous wealth. To route your next steps based on your current behavior, let's look at this final evaluation tool, the Capital Retention Framework Flowchart. If you are a budget-conscious earner struggling to keep cash, follow the left path directly to the labor conversion rule and strict grocery constraints. This will fix your frequent small leaks. If you are a status-driven high earner, follow the right path. Apply the 24-10 car rule and the windfall cooling-off period to prevent large, ego-driven debt. There is one absolute exception to all of this. Never apply extreme cost-cutting to your health, education, or quality food. Degrading these categories creates a false ROI and sets you up for catastrophic future costs. Wealth is not a product of willpower. It is the result of designing an operating system that mathematically prevents you from making poor financial choices.